How's it going, guys? My name is Alex Rodriguez and welcome back to yet another video. Now that Cuba is reopening, I think that a cool video is to let you know which are the typical places that you should avoid right here in Havana, Cuba. Because when we travel, or when I was traveling before the pandemic, one of the things that I was wondering about is which are the places to avoid, for example, in Panama. This is very important because if you're traveling alone, solo traveler is pretty complicated because you need to know almost everything about the place or the country that you're traveling to. In this case, Cuba is pretty safe, but even though, we still have some places that you should avoid if you don't want to get in trouble. So in this video we're going to be covering some of them, and hopefully this video is going to be helping you. So make sure you subscribe if you're new here and hit the like button because it's one of the best ways that you can support the channel. So let's get started talking about the place number one, or the area. Let's just start talking about the areas. And if I think that I should be, talking about some specific neighborhoods or something, I will let you know. For example, the first area that you're going to be visiting and you should be paying attention, not avoiding, but should be paying attention to, is Centro Havana. Centro Havana, guys, is pretty close to Old Havana. Is only divided by Paseo del Prado and is pretty famous. I mean, I always say that is kind of the difference or the contrast between the local life and the touristic area right here in Havana. Because if you stay in Old Havana, you want to see the local life. That's completely fine. So you're going to be getting inside of Centro Havana, and this is kind of one of the places that you don't want to be walking during the night. And by the night, I mean, 2-3 a.m. alone, because it could be dangerous. I mean, nothing could happen if you're not wearing, fancy clothing, or maybe carrying a camera, or something like this, right? So try to be as simple as possible, because probably you're going to be going to the Malecon, or you want to be visiting some bars, and you're going to be coming back. That's completely fine, but pay attention to that. Specifically, there is a place called Barrio de Colón, or Colón neighborhood, and I made a video about it, but that video at this point is private, because I was talking about back in time during the 80s about the prostitution in that place, and I didn't want to get in subscribers but that kind of content, even though I made it because I thought that it would be interesting. But well, let's get back to the point. The next place that I will recommend you guys to avoid visiting alone during the night and this kind of stuff, you know what I mean, is La Correa. La Correa is inside of San Miguel del Padrón, and San Miguel del Padrón, if you follow me for a while, you know that is the neighborhood where I come from. I was born in San Miguel del Padrón, and I was living in San Miguel del Padrón, I think I'm 27 years old, and 25 years. And La Correa is the typical place where some people say could be dangerous, even for tourists. Cuban loves tourists, but you can't be stupid. If you know that place could be dangerous, avoid visiting that place. Now, I will have a note right here, because there are some people who think that they're adventurous and they want to be visiting these kind of places. You can go, guys. You can go. It's going to be completely fine. But as I just said, be paying attention to these little details, like, for example, not wearing fancy or luxury stuff. This is very important. Even though people are going to be telling you, hey, what are you looking for? And if you speak English, they're gonna know that you're a tourist. So it's nothing is gonna happen. But you need to know exactly where are you getting into. Remember, San Miguel del Padrón, La Correa, Centro Havana, Barrio de Colón. Okay? The next place that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, is inside of San Miguel del Padrón. Sadly, San Miguel del Padrón has been known for having so many dangerous places that they're not dangerous at all, but they used to have like some stories back then about this kind of dangerous stories or places where you should be avoiding it nowadays. But as I just said, you can go and nothing is going to happen. But if you know what you're doing, and if you know someone inside of that neighborhood, nothing is going to happen. Well, the next place is called Juanelo. Juanelo is another pretty famous neighborhood inside of San Miguel del Padrón. It's pretty close to La Virgen del Camino. Yeah. It's pretty close to La Virgen del Camino. La Virgen del Camino is kind of one of the most, let's say, unique places that you're gonna find if you want to see how the local life is inside of the community and inside of the Cuban, let's say, mindset. How people think in Cuba. San Miguel is great to understand that, but inside of San Miguel there are some places that you should be avoiding. Juanelo is one of them, and is kind of complicated because Juanelo, you can cross Juanelo and get inside of Lauton, which is at the same time one of the places that you should be avoiding too. How do you know if something is going to happen to you or not? Well guys, nobody knows. My point, or what I would do if I was you, is to be doing the research in advance. That's why I'm making this video, to make you understand which are the places that you should be avoiding. Or you can Google, because there are some others. For example, people think that 10 de Octubre is dangerous, people think that Guanabacoa is dangerous, people think that inside of Vedado there are some dangerous areas, and I think that there are many places that you should be avoiding, but at the same time it's kind of needed to be visiting them if you want to know exactly how the life is in Havana, Cuba. What do you have to do? As I just said, not wearing fancy clothes, don't bring a camera with you. If you want to bring a camera, try to use a GoPro or something little like this, I don't know, small, because if you so if you bring a camera like this one with a mic, people are going to be seeing what you have, and this could be super complicated at the end. I mean, you don't know who's going to be watching you, so you need to be very, I don't know, how can I say, avoid that, all right? So, I mean, Havana is huge. We have in Havana over 2 million people. That's the population right here in Havana. And there's so many places. El Fanguito, inside of Marinao, La Lisa. These are places that at the same time, as I just said, you should avoid, but you should visit. I have a good friend of mine who lived in Marinao, and I have very good friends who live in La Lisa, and there are good areas and bad areas, so you should know in advance which are the places that you want to visit, if you know exactly what you want to know or what you want to do once you land here in Havana. We're gonna have a new vlog this Sunday because I'm gonna be going with my mom to a special place that I would love to share with you guys. So if you're new here, pay attention, because you are going to love that vlog. It's going to be my month, because the next Saturday is going to be my mother's birthday. So we're going to be going outside, nothing fancy, but it's going to be very special for her, and I want to be documenting this for you guys. So hopefully you're going to love this video. Subscribe if you're new here. As I just said, my name is Alexr, and I'm going to try to show you more places, guys, during this reopening, if nothing happened with the prices, reopening process, and all this crazy situation right here in Cuba. That's it. I had a crazy week, and the last video is going pretty well. People want to know what I can't deal in Cuba. If you know, well, let me know in the comments below, and if you don't, go and watch that video. And during the next videos, I'm going to be showing you more about Havana. How is Havana right now? Because there are tons of people who wants to see exactly how is the Malecon, how is the capital. And I got this idea from a friend of mine who is living in the United States, and he said, Alex, we want to see how is Havana doing right now. Nothing political, nothing about how is Cuba, you know, when it comes to political, but how is Havana, how is people, how are the architecture, how is, I don't know, the capital, how is Obispo, how is old Havana, you know, all these places that probably if you have visited Cuba before, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't and you want to see Cuba, or Havana in this case, before traveling or coming, I'm gonna show you. So that's it. Thank you so much again. I thanked you like, I don't know, 3 times, unlike this. So love you guys. It was great having you here once again, and see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao. Se me acabo de olvidar el nombre. Lo tenía en la punta de la boca y se me acaba de olvidar el nombre.